G'day YouTube. Today I thought I would show you my favourite music player that I've been using for a little while now. It's called Clementine. You may or may not have heard of it, but it's actually, I was going to say a Linux music player, but it's actually a cross-platform music player. But it's actually a fork of Amarok 1.4, which is, I'm not sure what the current version of Amarok is, but it's in the 2.0 range, I believe. I haven't used it for a while because personally I didn't, like a lot of people, wasn't so fond of the new Amarok. It's not bad, but just too much, too busy for me, too much going on, and you can strip it down, but it just felt like too much. And then I found Clementine, which is actually, yeah, it's very good in my opinion. Anyway, let's have a look. So it's cross-platform, so Windows, Mac, Linux, whatever. I've even had it on FreeBSD, so it really is cross-platform. It has pretty much all the bells and whistles that you could imagine, but it's actually it's got a very clean interface. So have a looky here. As you can see, I mean, you can get the lyrics. Oh, I don't often have that much going on. I just usually just have my my tracks and things and albums down in here, but that's the library. Anyway, so that's what it looks like. And so we'll just go for the features here. So you can search and play your local music library. You can listen to internet radio from Last FM, Soma FM, I haven't heard of that one actually, Magnatune, Jamendo, highly recommend that, and Icecast. You can create smart playlists and dynamic playlists, tab playlist, import and export M3U, XFP, FPLS, and ASX, etc. CUE's sheet support, visualizations from Project M, lyrics and artist biographies and photos, transcode music into MP3, OGG Vorbis, OGG Spix, FLAC and AAC, edit tags on MP3 and OGG files, organizing music, fetch music tags from Music Brains, download music, missing album cover art from Last.fm, cross-platform as I said, native desktop notifications on Linux and Mac OS 10. I'm not sure what they do on Windows. I think it's just the standard thing as well, but I think it looks better, the notifications on Linux and Mac OS. Interesting one, remote control using a Wii remote, of all things, or MPRS, I'm not sure what that is, or the command line. Copy music to your iPod, iPhone, MTP, or mass storage USB player. And Queue Manager. So as you can see, it's got quite a lot of features. It's not, it's not bloated necessarily, but it's got a lot of features, and we'll just have a quick look. So that's the website, clementineplayer.org. That's a dash in the middle. Well worth having a look at, very pretty as you can see, and you can get the latest version, which is 0.7. It's been very stable for me on Linux. I actually like this player so much, I actually do use it under Windows when I'm in there. So that's well worth noting. It does occasionally crash on startup on Windows, but on Linux it's been rock solid for me. So it's not yet 1.0, but it is still very stable. So this is what it looks like. It doesn't. I guess it doesn't look quite as pretty on this machine with this default GNOME shell theme, but excuse me. But it's a lot more minimalistic than some players. I mean, I like Rhythmbox, but even under GNOME I use Clementine because it's what I've gotten used to. I really do like it. It has everything I could want at the device if I ever have an iPod plugged in. You can get, of course, your lyrics and artist info with the internet, your Last.fm, etc. Easy playlist management and visualizations and all that sort of thing, really. So you've got the usual. It has crossfade when you're changing tracks by default, but if you're using just ALSA and not Pulse Audio, I think this gives you problems. So you have to disable that if you're just using pure ALSA and you don't have the sound mixing going, if you know what I mean. So that's just something to keep in mind. Show system tray, the usual stuff you can expect here, and the lyric websites you can choose here as well. Usual shortcut keys, nice. You can choose a notification, you can show up a default one, or you can use the native desktop. I like the native one because with GNOME Shell, of course, it'll come up here, down here, and get out of your way. Of course, your folders. I just direct it to my my Windows folder, which auto mounts, so that's good. Last FM, etc., Magnatune, Backstream Streams, and of course the Wiimote, which again I haven't actually tried because I don't have a Wiimote and I don't really require it. But it'd be interesting if anyone's actually tried this and let me know if it's any good. Looks interesting. Using it as a remote, an interesting way of making use of your remote. So yeah. What can I say? It's worth trying out. It's pretty lightweight, and I've had no problems. As far as the music players go under Linux and perhaps even Windows, actually, I found Clementine to be one of the fastest to respond to my media control keys on my keyboard. You know, the pause, stop. It's absolutely lightning fast. Whereas some players I've tried, they just have that little bit of hesitation. You know, when it comes to skipping or resuming or anything like that. But this is lightning fast, and hasn't been a problem whatsoever. It's really really good. So. It's probably an underappreciated player in some ways, but it is growing in popularity, so it's a bit hard to call it that at the same time. So, give it a shot. Yeah, what can I say? Well worth checking out, and another alternative. I've heard some people say that in the Linux world of things, we probably don't have as much as a high standard of music players, and that may or may not be true. That's in comparison to Windows or Mac, but I don't know. I use this over Winamp and Windows now, as I said, so I don't know. I think we have a pretty good range of things, you know, with Rhythmbox and this and Banshee, so anyway, it's a good alternative, well worth checking out. It is a Qt interface, so if you don't want to, you know, if you want to stick to Rhythmbox and GTK, that's fine, but I use it because I like it so much, and I'm willing to put up with the extra libraries, so well worth checking out, and yeah, thanks for watching everyone, see you later.